You know what they say, new year, new rig. So this is the new rig,
He's so ugly. I love him.
which I fought for a long time that I didn't want to do this, and I fought this for a long time because of the reasons that I'm gonna get to now. That I didn't want to do this because a couple of months ago I made a video about the ZV-E10 and I made a whole box style build for it, and in that video I said I do think it's unnecessary to spend that much money to a camera that is not. But I've come to realize people have different needs, and I do have different needs too. So with that build, I sent everything back. I just held on to the cage and of course the top handle. It was a great rig for a long time, but over the course of the last 2 months, I have had a couple of issues with the whole system. The big one being I didn't have a power solution. I was using the normal batteries, which have kind of become a problem because they do run out very fast. Like I was averaging like maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and when I do the experiments and stuff, this is just the home environment, this is not even the business environment. When I'm doing experiments and stuff, they usually run longer, and battery was really a big issue in jobs, which I'm not even gonna hash that trauma again. It has been a problem. Same thing with the monitor too. So I really wanted to get a monitor because I did miss focus 2 times. One was a job, one was for me, but I was like, I can't get that light again. There's no sun again. I thought, okay, I'm gonna get a monitor and a power solution, and thought of me going into this whole thing was, okay, I'm gonna do this with as little money as possible because I still do think like this is good enough rig for this, and the leftover money, if you have like leftover money, should be spent on lighting gear. By the way, this is not real sunlight, eh? This is just the Gian Molus B300 with the reflector on, shining through and kind of giving that vibe, I think. I hope, kind of like that. I do think money's better spent on lighting gear, but again, some stuff has to be done to, I guess, to get it to a working, at least to a workable rig situation. Okay, and I gave myself 2 rules, I mean. First one was whatever I bought, other than of course the cage, I wanted to be able to use it in the new rig, like for the DeX camera. I wanted to do this under 300 euros, which was really important. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this, which I made it happen. I mean, I think I spent about 330 or something, still good enough, and it has been able to do this monstrosity.
He's so ugly. I love him.
Let me just show you everything. This is kind of a plan on this video. Does this look good here? We can talk about it like this, right? I'll also do a build at the end. I don't want to waste your time. The camera, come on, let's get it off of the tripod then. Okay, so it looks like this up front. So this is the camera, the ZV-E10, and it has a smaller cage on, and then the top handle is the Sure something, I don't know. It's a good top handle, it's enough. But nobody sent me this, by the way, like I bought everything. The base plate is the classic small rig, the $20 base plate, which has the 15mm rods, and those are like Nitsi or something, I don't know, I'm not sure. I have the small rig battery plate, and then this Moman 99 watt-hour battery, and also the Tilta follow focus, which is important because I got some new lenses coming in, and it's going to be important. The monitor is the Wiltrox DC550 Pro, which we're going to talk about. But first of all, the reason why I went with the battery plate, the 15mm rod battery plate, instead of the Arca Swiss battery plate was I don't want to do the Arca Swiss thing with the next rig too. I like heavier box style builds. I don't have like ultimately like super big hands, but like I like big stuff. That's why I think I might be able to utilize this better in the next rig, so I went with this one. I think also like this was a lot cheaper. I'm struggling to talk, by the way, because I got a swollen wisdom teeth. I don't know if you can see it. The battery plate was the most expensive thing on the rig. It cost me like 130 bucks, which is not a lot for VMAT batteries, but also kind of a lot. It's not the small rig one, because small rig one costs about 200 bucks and this is like 130, but this does a lot of the same things. It has 2 D-type batteries you can charge over USB, which was really important to me. It has 1 USB-C and 1 USB-A. Would have loved to see 2 USB-C, but it's good that it has USB-A because the dummy battery that I'm running can only be powered with USB-A. Which, finding dummy batteries for the older MPF 50 style, oh my god, am I clipping right now? I hope not. Finding batteries for the older style MPF 50, MPFW 50 batteries, so hard. The dummy batteries for that kind is so hard, man. And they're expensive too. And that's running into the VMAT battery, which there's one thing that I don't like. I'm a top handle shooter, And like when I hold it like this, see the cables are on the way. I mean, I should, oh. So that's the power solution, and that's powering the camera and the monitor, which I ran a test. I think it ran this whole, like both of them, like 7 hours or something, 6 to 7 hours, which was honestly more than enough for the most stuff that I'm doing. And then the cool thing, the Tilta follow focus. I bought the Tilta one not because it's better than the other ones or something. It was just on sale. It's a manual follow focus. It does what it says, really good. I have the Helios mounted in here with a focus ring. Helios is not the best lens for this type of stuff, at least not this Helios, because the focus throw of Helios is, I calculated, it's around 390 to 400 degrees. So doing one rack is like, you have to turn it a lot. So I would say my perfect one would be 210 to 270 degrees. Looks good. It comes in a hard case. Like, that's crazy. It comes in this hard case, which I think is a pretty cool rig. It looks professional. It's very functional. I mean, it's ugly, but it's very functional, which leads me to the monitor. And then I'm going to talk about the problems that I have, because the ZV-E10 is not meant to be rigged out, and you can obviously, like, very clearly see that it's not meant to do that. The monitor. Well, monitor is a bit of an issue. You can see that. Yeah, I'm filming this with the iPhone, by the way. You can see that on the reflection there. Also pretty cool. I'm using the Blackmagic camera app, and I'm using my iPad to monitor myself. It's pretty cool. Really handy. Comes in really handy. This monitor is an okay monitor for the price. It's a good monitor, right? I bought this used for 120 bucks. This is the Viltrox DC550 Pro. It is 1200 nits. It can, it has false color. It has all the histograms and stuff, D-squeeze options, 3D LUT support, which is usually just enough. 1200 nits. Really good. It comes with its own battery, which is pretty cool, but it can also power through USB-C. Okay, what I don't like about it is not about the monitor, but more about the camera, which comes into the problems of everything. It connects via micro in HDMI. So I have to have this adapter or an HDMI to micro HDMI connector, the cable. Which is why, like, I'm not gonna ask why, because I know why, because this camera is not meant to do something like, and they're like, okay, let's just put it in there, and if somebody wants to use it, then they have to use it like that, which I get it. We're all about seeing stuff in where they're meant to be, so it's fine. The next problem comes with the unbriggable ZV-E10 Mark I is the battery compartment solution. The problem is not about the battery or the camera is built because the camera is built to be small, right? For vloggers, which I don't think it's a camera for vlog. I covered that, but it's meant to do that. Camera body is smaller, which means when I try to do a 90-degree closed position on the LCD screen, you can't do that because the battery is on the way. It can't like fully close, which is kind of annoying, but okay, I work around it. It's like battery is farther away, so I don't really bump into that. Now comes the issues with not just the ZV-E10, but again, the Sony system. I have to have this actually open before I set a scene, or if I want to set a scene, because okay, I get it, some monitors cannot control the camera, which is totally fine. There are monitors for that, the port keys monitors and stuff, they can't control that. This is a low budget version, doesn't have to do that. I get it, but the inability to not see my camera settings on the monitor, and I don't want this exact thing, like I don't want this exact monitor, I just want to see a ribbon here, just like Red and Ari does it. I have experience with Red cameras, and I thought like I shot with an FX3, but that was like without a monitor. That was very like running gunning just with the camera and the XLR handle. I wasn't using a monitor there. With like Reds and stuff and the monitors, the Red monitors and the other monitors, you can have a ribbon here that says, okay, you're at ISO 2500, you're at ISO 800, and white balance something. And the fact that I can't see it here, and for me to be able to see that I have to open this, is mind-blowing to me. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I don't know why. Just why? But then again, it's also fine. I mean, I work around it. It's fine. And I mean, I guess that's the whole thing. Should I show you the monitor? Focus peaking on right now. If I were to focus, it's good. Focus peaking is good. 3D LUT support, false color, pretty good. But again, I can't see my ISO here. And I'm like, what? Not a big problem. Not a big problem. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole rig. Maybe if I have time, I'll just do like a rig build. If not, like this is the rig. It's not very complicated. It's not super flashy, but it is mostly enough for like the use cases that I'm using it for. Like I usually am running it either like this, like on my chest, and I'm running it like this, or I do use it like this pretty often, and then using this. I run the Tamron 17-70 with wide angle adapter, and just for that actually I bought the lens support. The lens support can't get in there because this is it's too low, like it's not high enough for lens support. Kind of a wasted 20 bucks because can't send it back because I tore the box open, which is kind of a shame. But other than that, I mean, what can I say? It's ugly, but I love it. Of course, like the small stuff that I'm really bummed out about, but it's not just about the camera. Yes, how it is about the camera, but you know, it works and it's totally fine, and it allows me to do a lot of cool stuff. But the new camera is gonna come at some point. If you want to support doing that, I have a Patreon. You can sign up for that. That would be pretty cool. Okay, a lot of more stuff to come. Oh, as soon as this gets handled, a lot of stuff is gonna come out. So we'll do that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.